What's up, everybody on YouTube? Welcome to What's It Worth. I'm Owen H, and for the next couple months I'm going to do something special. This is going to be the Jurassic special, reviewing all the Jurassic Park films leading up to Jurassic World Rebirth. And I'll tell you, after seeing the two trailers, I am super excited to see this movie. You haven't seen any of the trailers? Click the links down below in the descriptions and you'll see why I'm hyped out of my mind to see this movie. I'm going to start with the one that started it all, Jurassic Park. Three scientists, a lawyer, and a rich entrepreneur travel to an island off the coast of Costa Rica where science achieved the impossible in Jurassic Park, a resort where dinosaurs once again roam the earth. But when a saboteur corrupts the park's systems, the visitors must survive prehistoric predators now free from their paddocks and attempt to escape in one piece.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
So Jurassic Park came out a year after I was born, so I didn't get to see the movie till I was about maybe 4 or 5 years old, give or take. And when I did, even though the film has its intense moments that kind of freaked me out as a kid, this film is nostalgic for me. I mean, this film played a huge part in my childhood. And this was like every little kid's fantasy just wanting to come true, of wanting to go on an adventure, being around actual dinosaurs, which the magic behind bringing them to life was like, oh my god. Now, this film was based on a novel by the late Michael Crichton, which was published in 1990. When people read the book, it was so good, it was so complex. Some people believe that pulling off a movie like this would be literally impossible without it being like a B movie. But thanks to Spielberg and the wizards behind giving us real live dinosaurs, they made the impossible possible. And I'm about to go over the magic that they brought to this film, the obstacles they had to overcome, and how they all pull through to bring about this Academy Award-winning success that has just been a huge influence in everyone's life. Speaking of Michael Crichton's novel, I didn't read it till much later, like when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I bought this copy for my parents a long time ago, and they read it and they just kept telling me, you gotta read the book, it's so different from the movie. And I'm like, oh, I'll get around to it eventually. So I did read this book. I started reading it and I really enjoyed it. And that was until I lost this copy. I had no idea where it went. So eventually we had a Books A Million and I rebought Jurassic Park, and I also bought The Lost World, which I still haven't read yet. And of course, this turned up fairly recently. I went, son of a... But from what I've read so far before, when people say that the book is different from the movie, they're not lying. I mean, even though both versions have similarities, what Spielberg did was he took elements from the book and just completely rewrote not just the story, but the characters too. I mean, it's like when you compare them, it's like night and day. Like, what Spielberg produced was watered down compared to what's in Crichton's novel. I mean, if they took Crichton's book and made the movie exactly like the book word for word, Jurassic Park would be rated R. I'm not kidding. It's really that graphic. Now, since I don't want to spoil too much of the book, I figured I'm going to go over a few examples, like how different the book is from the movie. Example number 1, Donald Gennaro, the lawyer. You know how in the movie he's that balding, skinny, sniveling little weasel that's all about money, and he bails on Lex and Tim trying to save himself from the T-Rex, but then it gets eaten because it's rude to take a shit during the Rex's performance? Well, in the book, Gennaro is a completely different character. If they were to remake Jurassic Park but make it more like the book, Let's just say the best actor choice to play Gennaro would be Kyle Chandler. He's a father of two, I think 3 kids. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read the book. And he actually strongly objected to Hammond bringing his grandkids to Jurassic Park because they were still reviewing whether the park's really safe or does it need more adjustments to make it safer for the tourists. Second example is Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler's relationship. Totally different from both versions. In the movie, they're a couple, but in the book, they got more of a father-daughter relationship because Ellie is a 20-year-old student and Dr. Grant is a 40-something-year-old professor. Third example is they reverse the ages of Lex and Tim. In the book version, Tim is the older sibling and Lex is the youngest. I mean, it's like there's so much contrast between both the book and the movie. I mean, it's like I love both of them for different reasons. And judge for yourself. You never read the book, go out and read it because you would be completely surprised. Now, despite the fact that they weren't exactly spot on from the books, it was like the actors did such an amazing job. I mean, these were like perfect actor choices, playing out their roles, and you can buy them as the characters that they are, like with their intelligence and their expertise and how they are just like not one character had their weakest point at all. And it was all thanks to Steven Spielberg's direction, because he's really good at directing characters. That was just a piece of the pie that made Jurassic Park so well, and I'm about to cover the rest of it. The second slice of the pie that made Jurassic Park what it is today are the visual effects wizards that brought the dinosaurs to life. Now, with the full motion dinosaurs, they at first were going to go with Phil Tippett's Go Motion animation, basically frame by frame stop motion animation. That was a process Phil Tippett was an expert in which he refined after The Empire Strikes Back and Dragon Slayer. But then after Industrial Light and Magic's success with digital effects from The Abyss and Terminator 2, that's where they just went like, okay, we're going to go full digital, which kind of crapped on Phil Tippett's method. But did it stop Phil Tippett? No. Because this is where the two companies actually come together and brought out the best of each other. Developed basically a mechanized stop motion system called DID, the Dinosaur Input Device, which basically it's basically just a skeleton of a dinosaur with little sensors on it, and they pretty much do it in stop motion, but each movement that they make out of this thing, it's recorded onto their computer and they translate its movements in digital form, and then they put the digital skin onto the dinosaur and you get a whole different performance. But of course, it's never complete when you need live dinosaurs for actors to actually interact with and look at and see with their own two eyes. And that is all thanks to Stan Winston. Yes, the man who makes the impossible possible with his greatest creature works from Terminator, Aliens, Predator, Pumpkinhead, Leviathan. I mean, this guy is just the craziest creature designer ever. I mean, this guy delivered real live dinosaurs in a way that was far beyond anything anyone else has done. And the third piece that just puts the cherry right on top of what makes Jurassic Park the best film of all time would be the musical score composed by John Williams, which Spielberg has used his music in so many movies. I really enjoy the music because it brings out the magic and the awe and the wonder on top of some of the intensity of what Jurassic Park is all about. It's like, wow. So like a lot of movies filmed on location, yes, there are bound to be a lot of obstacles that the filmmakers have to overcome to get their film out. Whether it crashes their projects or they manage to pull through it, this is what they had to deal with filming Jurassic Park. The first is they had to outlast a hurricane that was rolling in their area. It lasts about 9+ hours, but the devastation was like, whoa. You see a little bit of the hurricane in the movie. It's after the Triceratops, but before Nedry. The second obstacle is their T-Rex puppet almost crapped out on them. And this is revolving around his first big appearance in the film, when he's breaking out of his paddock and he's just wreaking havoc on both the Jeeps that are stranded. It was like how it was filmed in the rain, it was at night, it was the scariest, the most intense, and the most realistic ever captured on film. However, Stan Winston went, you do know that my puppets don't work very well in the rain, right? And Spielberg was like, he insisted on having this thing filmed in the rain. After a while, that's when Spielberg realized that the T-Rex started to jerk and lock up a little bit. And that was because when the Rex was being rained on, the rainwater was soaking into the foam rubber skin, which was making it heavier than the machine underneath that rubber skin can handle, in which the T-Rex was locking up. You do see a little bit of the Rex jerking during some shots when it was moving in the movie. So what they did was they had to shut the puppet down and they had to slap the Rex's skin with these towels that they use in car washes to soak up as much of the water as possible. But gladly that the Rex didn't break. So that was good. Now with all that said and done, what they produced in the end was the biggest achievement in Hollywood history in visual effects, and above all, a dinosaur movie that was so definitive. I mean, nothing in the past or even nowadays could top Jurassic Park. I mean, people wanted their Jurassic Park. I mean, you've got video games like Dino Crisis, Rock Evolution. I mean, even like cheapo TV movies rip off Jurassic Park a lot of times. I mean, true, it's not the most original dinosaur film since we had King Kong in the 30s and Planet of the Dinosaurs, which I grew up on as a little kid. And it was such a big success, and it won so many awards, even for the visual effects. I mean, not just for the digital part, but also for the puppets that Stan Winston pulled off. You were looking at real live dinosaurs, and the actors' reactions to it made it even better. I mean, even as a kid, I thought those dinosaurs were real. I was like, oh my god! In which, that was exactly what Spielberg was trying to accomplish. And even though the film was really intense and it was really scary, Spielberg managed to pull this movie off in such a way where it appealed not just to adults, but also to younger kids too, because dinosaurs would be like the big thing that little kids always enjoy. I mean, for me, I was obsessed with dinosaurs growing up, and just seeing them in the museums, it's like, wow. So, where do I rank Jurassic Park? That is a no-brainer, folks. It is totally full price because Jurassic Park is a definitive Spielberg classic. I mean, this is probably by far one of his best films of his career, next to Jaws and Indiana Jones. Alright, so I'm done reviewing Jurassic Park. I'm moving on to the Lost World Jurassic Park, and I'm just so excited to see Jurassic World Rebirth. Are you excited? Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe. I'm Owen H, and have a nice day.